Alrighty, we're on. Okay, hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. How you doing, David? Bassman? Now, today we're continuing our work on the 109A. I have given a bit more consideration to options vis-a-vis the making of the guns. And I've also brought in my or two kits that were been well on the back burner, and that's a Tiger Tank and a Stag Hound. And I'll bring them in, and well, this is once we finish with the 109, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Alrighty, now let me just get into posse. Get this out of the way. That's the come here, you. It's the compressor. I've sort of left it in position just because, well, inevitably it's going to be going back there, isn't it? A few times, in fact. I don't mind having it there. It's just that, well, sometimes it's a bit inconvenient. That was one of those moments. Anyway. Now. Ah, looky that. That's a Bf 109, that is. Now, first things first, of course. Yeah. Now, round we come. In I go. Alrighty. Now, she's not looking too shabby at all, is she? Now, we can do a few other tidy ups in due course, but that's all in due course. Not entirely unhappy with how that engine area underneath our engine has come up, and the engine in general, in fact. Yeah. Now, something that's on my mind. There it is. Whew. This is a vent that I popped down yesterday, and I remembered about 10 minutes ago that I just left it on the desk, and being a loose part, it's less than ideal. Now, yeah, while we're here, give you a quick zoom in on how the engine's come up thus far, because I'm pretty pleased with it, actually. Boom. So, yeah. And overall, pretty happy with how it's coming up. Overall. Now, excuse me, a few things we're going to do first. Because what we're going to do is here's something we can do straight away. These wheels are done, aren't they, on both sides? Yes, right. We can glue the wheels together just for starters. That's a bit of a no-brainer, isn't it? And then, how much work do we... Boom. Right. Before we do any gluing, yeah. What we'll do is get a bit of crystal clear in around that seam. And I'll give you a closer look at what I'm talking about. It's not looking too shabby. I'm pretty happy with it, as I said. And I must say, as a kid, it's been a pretty nice build. But Would I go AMG again? Yeah. If that was an option. Excuse me for a moment. Now, so actually what I might do is do that first, just because get that drying. Get the glue drying. Bam, 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 bam. Then we'll make it even. Then we'll paint it nicely. Oh dear. Just trying to think what if you did a song about scale modeling to the tune of Born to Be Wild, what would it be titled? I'm guessing that it's and based on the premise that it's a fairly mellow activity and all the rest of it, and it's not exactly rowdy. I guess it could be Born to Be Mild. Born to be mild. Fill that gap up, whoa, and fill that gap up, whoa. Anyway, fill that gap up. Now, I didn't zoom in. Bing. What I'm doing, and there we go. You can see exactly what I'm doing. If I put that back in the same spot, give me a moment. So what we're going to do, or will have done, is filled in that seam. And then we'll have a nice, smooth area. There we go. Yeah. So done. As you can see, hang on, I'll give you a bit more. What I'll actually try to show you more than anything else is the that it's still nice and zoomed out way too far, but never mind. That it's still nice and even, because that's the whole aim of the game on that one. So what we got here is right. So that's all the way around that little seamy bit, and I think we'll find that, yeah, nice and neat, really even. So we can pretty much just leave it. I didn't really see it from that angle, did you? Ah, there we are. There we go. And that will, once it's dried, because it dries clear, unsurprisingly, it's a pretty easy, yeah, it's a good, being clear, you just then paint over it, because, well, you don't need to worry about sanding it back, you don't need to worry about anything, it's just boom. I find that's one of the things I like about crystal clear, you can do that with it. Yeah, alrighty. Now, what we're gonna do is get some German grey. Now, which box would I need to go for? this one perhaps. Get these out of the way. Actually, I might as well pop this all the way over here, mightn't I? Completely out the way. German filled grey, not quite. No, good people. I don't think it's in here. No. And I'm more chassis black. Oh, yes it is. I stand corrected. Winner. Alrighty. So, what I'm going to do with this one, or this color, is the edges and the underside of our engine cowling. Yeah. And also a little bit of the wheel well. Some of that could use a bit of a tidy up. The nuts and bolts here. And then we'll put those wheels together now. And then we're starting to get to the what's the word I'm looking for? What is the word I'm looking for? I can't remember what the word I'm looking for is. I've got a seat in here. There's a seat in here. I can see this is ultimately going to go into my ready to rock and or roll. All right, sprue cutters. Now, so we shall. Oh yes, I remember these. They come up nice. It will be. Perhaps I can go. There we are. Give that a bit of a file as always. There we are. Well, that's gone very smoothly. Now, dearie me. Okay, I thought it was going to be like two of the same side, but two bits. That's one wheel. Well, I thought it was normally going to be one side. Then you got the other side next to each other. I think you know what I mean. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Oh, hey, Budgie. How you doing? Yes, I'm very well, mate. I've got a bit of a plan for the next few days because you see, with the weather here being 5 shades of shitful, I've done the sensible thing and made sure I've got all the food that I need, so I don't actually have to go out. I will probably go out today just to go swimming. I have no appointments until, well, I've got a swimming lesson on Wednesday. I'm probably not going fishing tomorrow. So I've got quite a good chunk of time to spend on all manner of things that I need to get onto. Oh, that lupus, and that doesn't sound good, man. I'll be perfectly straight with you. I am unaware of what they are, but they sound really nasty all of their own, and that's all I need to know. So yeah, I hope that's well. Hope you get better from that. It's not good, man. Let's face it, being crook at any time is no fun at parties. Any kind of illness or injury, yeah. Here we go. Now, this should go together quite nicely. Well, that's all you can really do, mate. Yeah, look, in my limited, actually, no, I do have an ongoing medical condition. I was diagnosed with epilepsy at 10, but I view it as so minor that it's an irrelevancy for me. It doesn't cause me any inconvenience. It's all medicated. I haven't had a seizure in 30 years. Tell me how much of an inconvenience is this again? It's never stopped me doing anything. But yeah, I know that certainly when I had arthritis, that was all you can do is keep going and doing what you got to do, because you can't let it get on top of you. Got to keep doing stuff. And that's where birds come into their own, I would suggest. Very positive outlet for you, which is good. Very cool. They're nice birds. Mind you, all birds are nice. Actually, that's not true. You should see some of our local Maggies fight each other. They get vicious, man. I had to go and break some of them up once. They were getting very, very nasty. They were. God, listen to me. We will just. Oh, they've got a rather little setup here, but all you really need to do is the interior. Let's go there. And I'm going to pop that over there because I found myself in a bit of a position where there is, no, it's not. No. Okay, first I'm going to get this lid back on. Now, the magpies around here, I don't know what you know about Australian Maggies, but by most people's opinion, including us, as in Australians, they can be bloody vicious. Yeah. All right, now obviously we'll need to go around the edges of that with the black paint just to tidy it up, and that's something I will probably do once they're on the stem, and possibly even on the aircraft. Or maybe not. I'll work it out. Although I'll tell you what, I had a very scary experience. It wasn't scary, it was just, I see, experience with an emu once. Because emus, they're a pretty big bird at the end of the day. Obviously, they're not as big as ostriches, and they're not nearly as scary as cassowaries. Cassowary, there's a bird to be wary of. They will do you a nasty, man. They really, really will, if they want to, anyway. By most accounts, given that they reckon that the dinosaurs evolved largely into birds, or those that survived did, and beyond those that are obviously still reptilian, they reckon that the cassowary is one of the ones that's closest to the dinosaurs, and you can see it's got that big hump, and they've got claws that are just brutal. And what they'll actually use the claws to do is to drive into their target and reef down. Yeah. But the emu experience I had, far more sedate than that. I was up at it's like a local zoo in the hills, and amongst the other animals that they had and had some emus. Yeah, no worries. Anyway, I'm up there and I'm eating an apple, and I'm just walking along, and suddenly there's this blur, and suddenly my hand does not hold the apple. And as I look to my left, because that's where the blur had come from, there's this emu, and it's munging down the apple that it's just swiped from my hand. And it was like, right, so let me see now. If they'd wanted to do me some damage, there was not going to be much I was saying about it. It was going to happen. B, you want to talk precision strikes? Boom. Any martial artist would have been proud of such work. I can tell you that free of charge. Yeah. So yeah, but the ones to really watch out for, and you don't get them only up in North Queensland and in New Guinea, are the cassowaries. They are. That's all I'm saying. Right, there's not quite. Yep, there we go. Oh, you picture of a thing. Why aren't they settling into their assigned spots? Could be, of course, they're just being a bit impatient. I should hold them for a bit longer. There we go. What I might do is let them settle a bit more, because of course once they settle a bit, then they're a bit more claggy, and it's a bit easier to help get them into position So yeah. Anyway, now next on my agenda, boom. We might as well get this German grey happening. Now, why have I got olive drab? Oh, Rob, what are you doing, boy? Took those out and didn't put them back. I'll worry about that later. Now, Deutschblau. Now, oh dear me, man, siren already. Mix out quite nicely for us. Jolly good. It's not getting through the intersection as quickly as it might want, and thus the siren is staying there for a bit. I'm sorry, I live close to an intersection. It's a thing. It's a pretty minor thing in truth. Oh, God, my hand. It's a bit achy. I think I might have a degree of bone damage from when I was used to harden my hands for martial arts. But it's only on this hand. Maybe not. Might still be part of my arm needing to heal. We'll see. Anyway, we'll grab this one, I reckon. And should put this away. Now, yeah, quite. I was going to say quite dig birds as an animal, but actually, as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate all animals for their various unique things. When I was a kid, I was all about the big cats. To me, that's they were the bee's knees. But as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate a whole stack of animals. These days, possibly my fave, if I had a fave, would be the elephant. Extremely intelligent, extremely emotional, but no one messes with an elephant. Yeah. The agility of the antelopes in various places. Yeah, wow, that's something to witness. I remain a pretty major fan of the big cats, though. Particularly, I do like the lion because he is, regardless of the fact that they're not going to stand up to an elephant, still pretty much a monarch of the plains. They are an impressive animal, to say the least. To me, the tiger is the perfect martial artist. That's why I love them. They've got all the traits that you could possibly want if you wanted to create the perfect speed, power, aggression, commitment. Oh, and I really like leopards and jaguars because they are the perfect assassin. You are not going to find a better assassin than your leopards or jaguars. And then there's the cheetah. Just amazing. Now, I think once we've gotten these painted and a little bit of other tidy up work, that we may have almost everything done on that front. Now, if so, we can get on with making our machine guns. And I have got a slightly different option to what I'd come up with before. Well, maybe it's a better option. That remains to be seen. But that's something we'll look at now. All right. Now, this edge. It's going to be a wee bit quinte because of the angle. Here we are. Should we do that? Won't be good. Yeah. Here we go. I'm just trying to make sure I don't get any on the outside here, just because I don't want to be going, oh, now I need to tidy that up. But getting it into here. Oh, that rain's getting a bit more serious now. The forecast is for up to 30 mil today. So yeah, this is part of the reason why I'm more inclined to try and stay in, but I do want to go out and do some swimming. Or go to the swim centre I go anymore is the point. And put in a few laps. There's a kind of an irony in not wanting to go get wet, but then going to a swim centre. But I would say, looking at what I'm seeing now and having looked at radars, I would suggest at this stage there's a high percentage chance I'll be on tomorrow, because I very much doubt, if this weather holds, whether I'll be going fishing. There we go. Itchy. Now, this one's a bit more temperamental on the application with a hand brush. But we're getting there. It's a really thin paint that I'm using. So yeah, these are the trials and tribulations. Oh, hey Carlos, how you doing? There we go. Now, thought I'd done this side. Apparently not. Right, that's one cowling on the inside. Now, we'll do this one. Actually, very quickly. Boom. Just checking them. Yeah, we're good. Now we just got to do that streak of black around the edge. And we'll do that difficult one just in there. Maybe just, and no, hang on a moment. You will. Hopefully. And we'll come into here. Once we've done these, we'll do a little bit of work in the wheel well, in this colour. And then that's this colour done. Then we shall see about making these guns. Dear me. Now, we need to wait for the excuse me, I'm just going to take my goggles off now. I don't need them. Crystal clear to completely dry. Sorry, a bit of an itchy ear there as well. Before we can get on to touching up the grun, but that won't take us long. So, you know, that's all good in the hood. Yeah, amongst the meals I've lined myself up for. Give me a moment. There we go. 6 kits. Dear, oh dear. Yeah, right. Nice. I'm a bit wary of the classic kits because they're still on that same pressing where they're a bit rough. But look, I've always got a big soft spot for FX. I really do. And you know what? They've still got a really good range. Did you see the guy from the head of Tamiya? I don't know what his first name is, but with the surname Tamiya, died. So did Hulk Hogan. They're all at it, you know. They've seen Aussie's gone and they've gone, no, the world is not worth it. It is time to die. Oh. Oh, hey, Jeff, how are you doing? Oh, that the ICM would be interesting for sure. To me, a nice. Yeah, like I said, they're all at it, man. Trying to decide who'd be the next most likely candidate on the celebrity wheel to cark it, but you can never quite predict. The one person we know won't be on it is Keith Richards. We all know the drill, man. He's undead. Or pickled. One of the two. You've got to say, by rights, almost none of the big name rock stars of the certainly the, well, not just the 60s and 70s, but there's a whole stack of big name rock stars who, if they've made it as long as they have, certainly when you're looking at guys like, well, even as far as Ozzy got to 76, given the abuse he put his body through, it's quite a remarkable feat all of its own. Yeah, right. Now, excuse me a moment. Here we go. Just a little bit of tidying up in here. Oops, just put more bloody great thumbprint. No, it's not a bloody great thumbprint. We're good. There is a thumb mark, but it'll be covered by the paint. It's almost dry, you see, so it's not disastrous. Now, just a little into there. There we go. Just make those wheel wells a little nicer. There we are. Boom. All right, now once that crystal clear is dried, we'll tidy up our grun. Oh, that's looking nice. Happy with that. Anyway, is there anything else? Where else I wish to put this grey? 9. Now, clean brush. Zoom out. Now, Alrighty. It's on properly. Alrighty. Now, next. Bing. Alrighty. Mouthful of coffee, I tell you. Right. Next. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Now, what's in this? Nothing. I ask you, what's the point of... Why is it here? Now, these are all done. This is good. Now, a few things need to happen here, boys and girls. First up, now, what I need to find out is if any of though think they might be required. Find out if that is our canopy. Canopy. Is that our canopy? Looks like it. But oh, there we go. Always looks like the start of the canopy. There's our rear wheel. Let's see. All right. All right. Now, assembly instructions will answer these questions for us. So let's have a look, shall we? Now, I do still need to put some photo bitumen. We'll get onto that in due course. Done. Okay, the gun part there, not relevant because we're doing them separately. C55 you might want to check out. Right. So there are a couple of bits and bobs we may need to look at. Not all of them, however. Now, I would suggest it says resin. Perhaps that is. That doesn't seem right, but that looks right. Wonder why they've done it that way. Anyway, that part there, yeah. So then we're looking for. I think these are all done. Yes, I would suggest so. I'll just get my goggles on to check numbers so that I can then be absolutely certain. Hmm. See, this is why I check. 39 and 55. 55 we have. And that is um, 55, but it does need to be painted. Okay, so we'll worry about that in due course. That will be I have to check out where it goes exactly. Now, the other part we were looking for was 39. Oh, hello, found him. Okay. What is that exactly? All right, but I found it. So there it is, and we'll need to paint that as well. And that will also be a Glun maneuver. All righty. So we've identified those. That's all good in the hood. Right. I know where to find them, so we can do that in due course. But I'm going to pop that over there. Next. These little disky things we don't need, apparently. But we do need that. It goes over there as well for the time being. Because some of them might as well wait till that crystal clear is dried, which it almost has, happily. All right, next. Now, yeah, I thought I'd done some work on this here canopy. Or, wait a minute, was it that? Give me a moment. Let's get this open, bloody thing. Let's empty this out. Indeed, grasshopper. Yep, and yep, here we go. All right, well, I'm not quite sure why I have two. I'm unbothered by the fact although I reckon I know where these come from. I wonder. I wonder. You may well ask why. That was a pretty bad reference too, but we'll leave that there. Okay. No, I reckon these are an AZ model. That's fine. And the reason they're there is indeed alrighty. Is because this is the completed rear wheel. Come here, you. I ask you, what sort of knees bent advancing behavior do you call that, eh? Is because I have cannibalized some parts from the AZ model. So I'll probably just figured out, well, while I'm here, I'll lob that in with that. This would make sense. This is the sort of thing I do. Now, okay, canopies. What I need now, give me a moment. Aha, here it is. Bing. Now, Bam. Let's go right the way in to get a nice solid grip. Now, I do have another set of tweezers like that. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let's have a look. Aha. Now, this one, we'll go for this first, I reckon. We'll grab it just there. Yes. Now, what we'll need to do is line up our colour to make sure I get it at the right point. Because that would go right. So I would roll with Dunkelglun on this side, Schwarzglun on that side, and probably Schwarzglun around the outside, the edges, yeah. All right. Pretty sure that's how that would roll. So, and yeah, we're almost ready to do the grun. Do the grun now. Oh dear. Now, what colour was I looking for? Dunkelglun. That's Schwarzglun. That's Glun. That's German grey. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Where's my Dunkelglun gone? Is black? No, that would be Schwarz. Ja, Dunkelglun. Now, we're actually making really quite good progress here. I'm not going to get everything done that I wanted to. I reckon we'll get onto the guns tomorrow. However, we're still making really good progress. I would also like to spend a little bit of today showing you the two kits I brought in, or that I've had on the back burner that, yeah. Now, green, we're after a greeny one. There we go. There we go. That'll be plenty. Now, probably go with, I don't mind the looks of that one. Now, this one's going to be pretty straightforward as an op. Oops, wrong side. Now, so we'll just go. Should have grabbed it from the other side. Never mind. One thing I can do, do the bottom a bit more easily from this angle. Bit of toothpick work there might be an idea. Just there. There we go. Now, there. There. Almost done. And then just get my light right. There we go. Oops, daisy got very clumsy there. Let's get the toothpick into action fast. Fast and hard. There we go. And that right down. There we go. But beyond that, a bit more into there. There we go. All right. One side. And now, time for Schwarzglun. Now, clean the brush. Bing. And then time for the Schwarzglun. I can probably use the same brush. Rinse. Now, bing, splotch. Next, as I said, Schwarzglun. Bing. Shake, shake, shake. Now, this we can do pretty much on all of the rest of the canopies on the outside. Round the outside, round the outside. Only question I'm having is I might want to wait till I've got those two done and they're dry enough for me to put down before I do that one. That's just a line of thought I'm having. We shall see. Yes, we shall. I would suggest we're good to go. Now for the coffee time. Let's Excuse me, that's tasty as all hell. All right, now I'm thinking, and I do sometimes, as I said, or have said before, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And that's that. I don't know. What's this? That is a piece of P51B canopy. I'll pop that over there for the time being. You know, I'm starting to think maybe it says something, that I can pick up a piece of clear plastic with paint on the edge of it and identify. In fact, I'll even tell you which kit that's from. I reckon that's from the Armour Hobby. But yeah, I can go, this is from this. There we go. Now, and what I can also do with this colour, a little bit of work on our nose cone and make sure it's all complete round there. But first, goggles on. Let's finish our canopy, or at least as far as we can. We'll start with this one. Why? Just because, that's why. And I reckon we'll be getting the grun done today with a bit of luck. So, go this way instead. Up here. Not enough paint in the brush yet. There we go. One. Two. Three. Four. All right. And done. At least on the outside. I might be a little stronger on this point here. I'm going to have to do one of those edges Actually, a bit more here. I can do some of that. Some of it's going to be a bit tricksy because there's going to be one spot that I missed because, of course, the tweezers are there. There we go. So, hang on, I'm going to need to get the backing thing. Give me a moment. Yes. Boom, there's one. Next, we shall. Yeah, canopy. Canopy. Rawhide. Wait a minute. That's wrong. Never mind. Now, we've gotten our Dunkelglun on this side. Time for the Schwarzglun. I need to be up a bit and I should probably zoom out. Oh, getting a bit of soreness in my wrist. Need to put a hot pack on it. Now, one. There we go, across there, and then down, down. Down, down, deeper and down. Yeah, I went there as well. There, right there, kids. Excuse me, I'm just trying to get you a better angle so that you can. There we are. So I'm here. I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to go. Give me a moment. Straight across here. Now, it's getting closer here. Yes. There we go. Maybe a little bit more there. Boom. And finally, adding colour, anonymous group of Latin American meatpacking glitterati. Thank you, Pink Floyd. All righty. All righty indeed. Let me just have a quick gander. All right. Now I'll give you a zoom in on that one. You've still got to do the front part, but I want to, as I said, I want to wait for the bits on this to dry first. And then we've also got to do the interior. But hey, oh, bloody thing. Now, give me a moment. There we go. Bloody. Boom. Yeah. There we go. Now, zoom out. What I would like to do now is just make sure there's no areas on this. There's a couple of little spots that wouldn't hurt to tidy up. This we will now do. Just into there. And then that crystal clear still hasn't dried, but that's okay. Because we're getting to a point where there's a few small things we need to paint, but mostly in grun, so I'm still waiting for that crystal clear. We could make the guns. What I'd actually be more inclined to do, once I've done a couple of other bits here, is I'm going to get those kits that I had on the back burner, or have had on the back burner, because I had, as you've made some inquiries about what other things I've done or do. Now I can show you what I've done there and what I should really get onto again at some stage as to when. That's a whole nother story. But there we go. So now our the spinner on our, oh, for God's sake, buddy. It always nails this, goes for the stuff in the background now, doesn't it? Of course. Why wouldn't you? Bloody thing. Our spinner is completed. There's a couple of other little spots on the main one here that I might as well attend to, actually, now that I look at it. Give me a moment. Just here. In fact. So we'll get onto that right new. Zoom out. So that doesn't need to zoom out far. Just getting a bit of stuff done around the engine. Not the engine, the cockpit rather. Just to tidy that up. there. Alrighty. There we go. Done. All right. Zoom out. Now, as you can see, it's still not quite clear, dry. You'll know it. The great part about crystal clear is you know it's dry because it's clear. Boom. Clean brush. Now, pretty happy with the progress thus far, as I have said already. But wait, there's more. No, seriously. Okay, what I might do while we're waiting for that grun to dry, and not the grun to dry, for the crystal clear to dry so as we can do the grun, I could do the guns, but I'd like to do the guns and a couple of other little incidental bits and finish canopies and stuff tomorrow, because I'm pretty sure I'll be on tomorrow. If I was a betting man, I'd probably put money on it. And again, it's just that the weather is so shitful. Now, what I'd like to do while we're waiting for that crystal clear to dry, give me a moment, guys, and I will grab a couple of things. Oh, dearie me. Oh, stretch. Oh, that is nice. Oh, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Now, here we go. Now. We'll start with this one, I reckon. Here we go. Now, Bassman. Let me just make sure I've got everything in here that I need. No, I haven't. You asked me about other stuff that I've done or do build. I need to grab this. Here we go. Now, right. I was given this. I think a mate of mine, as much as anything else, I'm not quite sure what his motivation in not, I think he just wanted some decals from it, was the nuts and bolts. Can't remember. Either way, he gave this to me. I'll need to bring the camera back a bit, won't I? I'd never done any armour to this point. And I got this far, and I can't remember what distracted me, but I've done a lot of good work on it. It's got some... I've still got all the parts and some of the stuff that I've painted in here. But what I did do with this that I'm kind of pleased about and should probably get back to on, this interior, I know what it was that held me up and got me distracted. I need to make a steering wheel for it. Here's the deal. This interior did not come with it. This interior, I'll give you a zoom in. Is actually a combination of things. I can't remember where I got the chairs from, but they are the right. No, because that's right. He also gave me a 1:48. And he also gave me a 1:48 T34, but it had some of the parts missing and it became a pain in the ass. So I cannibalized some of the T34 parts to make the interior of this. That wall is portions of T34 wall that I've sliced up to make it fit. That engine is parts of a T34 engine in effect. And yeah, but what I've got to do, and yeah, again, all this interior T34 stuff. What I need to do is to get a mandrel, really. They're not that expensive to make a proper size steering wheel for there. And then I can probably finish it and that'll look nice. And the reason I did all this is because it gives you, the kit comes with the capacity to have open doors, but nothing inside. Point of that being, really, why would you do that? So, yeah. That's something I wouldn't mind getting back to at some stage. What I've got to get is go to a jeweler shop, get a mandrel, bang, problem solved, make the wheel, and then I'll probably start getting into it again. Because that's also what I've got the zoom in going. This chappie's for. Because the idea is, move camera, we'll sort of go there-ish or thereabouts. I'll glue him into position. So he's actually sticking up out of the turret. I might need to put him on something a bit higher. I can't remember if there was something else that was higher again. But ultimately I want his head sticking out of the turret. And I'm going to have the door open. So yeah. Like that sort of a deal. So it'll be out and going right. Use the drill, chaps. Oh, probably. Yeah. It's interesting to see these. Looking at it, I can see the merit in having such a vehicle because, of course, tanks they're more agile than tanks. They're armored in a way that Jeeps and straight infantry can't be, but with infantry support, you could go somewhere, something goes a bit pear-shaped, you got a bit of backing, I can see the merits of such a vehicle for sure. But yeah, that's one that's sort of on the back burner. Another one, I'll zoom out, is this. I got the only reason I purchased this is kind of funny. My mum was in hospital, and the parking at this particular hospital, frankly, was shitful. Actually, I eventually discovered a nice, easy option on it. But it took time to discover that, and this time I wasn't finding it. And I tried to get in there, and I just couldn't get a park, and I got the shits on. And one of my favourite model shops was just around the corner, and I just decided I was going to buy something to get all the frustration out, and this was it. Actually, something that there's a kit that I wouldn't mind getting, and it's the rye-filled Tiger with a clear hull and Wittmann's markings. Now, anyway, in here, I did actually even buy a few extras. Like I got the proper Zimmerit coating. So they got the nice pattern right. Got that from Tamiya. I've also got... So I got a Starlin, some stuff here as well. I also started getting the cast iron for the hull. What else did I get? Here's a couple of things I purchased and painted. Here's one of the... I'll show you that in a minute. I purchased a proper barrel for it. My mate said that one of the problems you get with a lot of kit armor is that you still get the seam of the barrel, but if you get one of these, you don't. Boom. And it comes with this little boom. And I got proper shells because they look heaps good. Things I've painted. I painted a few things. I'll show you. You get out of there. What else did I? This was mostly stuff that goes on top of the tank was what I painted, and the officer. So let me get a piece of paper to go behind. Yeah, that crystal clear still hasn't dried yet. What I might do is finish showing you this. Like I said, I can almost guarantee I'm going to be back tomorrow. We'll get all the remaining stuff on the 109 done, and Sunday. You know what? We might even do some work on one of these. Yes, we might. Now, this is the tools and the gun of the go on with the Tiger. I'll give you a zoom in. So yeah, there's the pile driver, hammer, wire cutters. The guns come up quite nicely. I'm pretty happy with that. One other thing. Oh, here's a bit of big chunky piece of chain I've painted as well. Well, there are options and many ways we can go about this. I mean, okay, hang on. Let me just finish showing you this, then I'll go into. And this is my first ever 1:35 figure. Yeah. Haven't quite finished the face. He looks like he's wearing lipstick. I have to tidy that and get the face a bit better. I hadn't quite finished him, but he was well on the way. I also want to make him look a little more haggard, perhaps, but yeah. Tell you one thing that I find amusing about this particular figure. Is that you got to say, give me a moment, give me his. The guy's clearly modelled on someone who recently won a Mr. Tight Buns competition. But yeah. So I need to do something with that face and tidy that up and make that look a bit better. I've never really, because yeah, but that was my first ever attempt at a 1:35 figure. He's not too bad. Anyway, what I can do. Okay, here we go. My original plan for the rest of however long was once I'd finished the Boss Mustang, I was going to do another different type of Mustang. Now, what I can do instead, I can get back to that other Mustang, finish this first. I can do that. And then I can continue doing, there's a whole stack of other Mustang aircraft and 109s I want to get onto. But I could maybe knock this off, maybe even knock the Stackhound off after, get back to the Mustang car, boom. That would be an option to pursue. Yeah, things to consider. And, that way at least it's, well, being done and not taking up space in the stash where it doesn't need to. And, I got to say, being honest and looking at it all. That is some good work that I've done here thus far. Why am I just letting that sit there? Let's get our shit together. Yeah. Actually, that'd be a good bit of variation to have going on too. Tank. Yeah, we'll do the tank. I'll tell you what, there we go. There's an executive decision even. Once I finish the Mustang car, I'll get onto the Tiger. Oh no. I'm starting to hear something along the lines of, it's the build of the Tiger riddle. Oh, I don't know. We'll work out something that the Tiger does. But yeah, Tiger tanks are good. I like them. To me, they look like they want to punch you in the face, and by God, they will. Oh, I've got shitloads to keep me busy, mate. I've got over 100 kits in my stash. They're actually in a wardrobe in the shed, just because otherwise they'll be taking up space out here, you know. But yes, so there we have it, guys. Well, what I'm going to do, I reckon I'm going to wind the stream up now. I think we've made some really good progress overall. I'm pretty confident that tomorrow we can finish all our painting, because the crystal clear still isn't dry yet. We'll finish all our painting tomorrow. Sunday, just for a change of pace, boys and girls, we're going to do some work on this year Tiger. One of the things I was up now, I'd have to have a look at the assembly sheets as to find out where I was actually up to. There's a whole stack. One of the things that my mate, he's heavily into his armour, indicated is that because of the way with weathering, dearie me, with tanks, because you've got these multiple layers of tyres, once you put the first row in, you do a bit of weathering. Once you do the second row, do a bit of weathering. Third row, this is when you start getting into the nitty gritties, you know. Boys and girls, this I've got to show you, because you'll soon see why it makes me laugh. And it's because I'm learning German as a language. Okay, goes like this. Read before assembly. Now, what we have here in Deutsch, erst lesen, dann bauen. First, now listen is actually lectin, but read, basically, obviously. Listen, not quite sure what the verb, but ultimately first do this, then build. That's it amused me. Yeah, it's now that I'm starting to get a bit of thought about it, I can get kind of enthused about a Tiger, you know, because let's face it, they were pretty chunky for a punky. To my understanding, it was the failing of the Tiger was more that they were so big that they were hard to produce in the quantities that they were really required in. To my understanding, I'm not an aficionado of World War II armour. But that, yeah, they could pretty much put the fist up the clacker of any other armour of World War II. When it comes to fist up, that reminds me very quickly. I'll share this with you before I wind the stream up. And it's from one of Rowan Atkinson's sketches where he's a school teacher. And yeah, 60 tons, that'll ruin your day. Too technical was another issue, was it? Okay, interesting. Anyway, and he's gone through the role. There are various names that are Of course, they're all very silly. But yeah, at one stage, as he's discussing a few issues with his students, he chirps up with rigid, fist up, bottom, detention. So when it comes to what a tiger tank, to my understanding, could do, rigid, fist up, bottom. Yeah, it would do you a nasty. Now that I've gotten that out of my system. Okay, well, thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it, and what I actually also even appreciate is the idea to change courses and get onto the tank. I mean, it's been sort of there in the back of my mind. Glad you enjoyed it, Bassman. Like I said, I'm expecting the final call as to whether I go or not fishing, that is, tomorrow, will be made this afternoon, because ultimately I'm the man in charge of the bait. Now, if I've got to see you, Big Racer, glad you had a good time. Well, I'm assuming that's what that is. Yeah. Oh, thanks, David. Glad you had a good time as well. Yeah. As I'm the person who has to defrost and control the bait situation, where it's ultimately going to cut down to, is the weather looking like it's going to be a fist fuck? If the answer is yes, then I'm on tomorrow. And the odds based on weather forecast, note use of that, I'm probably going to be on tomorrow. So we'll pencil that in. Oh, there'll be an announcement on YouTube and Facebook if I am. So yeah, you'll see it. All right. Again, thank you for watching. First-time viewers, you know what I'm about to say to you, don't you? If you don't, you haven't thought this through. Follow, like, or subscribe. Hello. Now, if you'd like to track me down on other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube, and Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. And again, we come to those words of follow, like, or subscribe. Now, as I said, it's not 100% definite, but I'd put it on the, again, odds are I'll be on tomorrow. My pleasure, David. If I'm not on tomorrow, I'm definitely on Sunday. But either way, it will be at a similar kit time and on the same kit channel. And hopefully I'll catch you guys then. See yous.